Hi, Proxima D exists. I'm looking back at the next 100 years here in Ftrhstry, and I thought we'd quickly update you about Alpha Centauri getting a new planet. That's fun. We like Alpha Centauri around these parts because, of course, it's our nearest neighbour star. Closey wos, walkie talk, spinny win, like 50 years-ish if you went by laser, which of course no humans have. But little wafer things with tardigrades on, they can visit Proxima D. It's a cool new planet. It's the closest planet to Proxima, which is the third and dimmest star of the Alpha Centauri system, rotating A and B at a glacial pace. Proxima has 3 planets now in the 2020s. As of 2022, you humans, you beautiful humans know, Proxima D is this new discovery. It's the closest planet, whizzing around Proxima about every 5 days. It's about a quarter the mass of Earth, which still makes it about 2 times the mass of Mars, so significant, and it is within the Goldilocks zone, the habitable area at which water can exist, like liquid water, although it is probably quite hot and irradiated water, so not likely to be a ton of life on this planet, but still cool, technically livable. Then it's followed by its brother Proxima B, which rotates around, orbits Proxima Centauri every 11-ish days, and then way out on the edges of their system, Proxima C slugs along once every 5 years around Proxima, and that's too cold for liquid water outside the habitable zone, but still, relevant. How did we find these planets? We used a cool method called radial velocity, looking through the very large telescope in Chile, maybe call them about suggested name change. They discovered that there's just a little bit of jiggle in Proxima every time Proxima C and B and now D go around it. That's how all 3 of these exoplanets were discovered. They measured the jiggle of the star, which is relevant because it's a good way to discover exoplanets, especially as compared to the original way we discovered exoplanets, which was watching stars get slightly dimmer as planets whizzed across in front of them, which, as you could imagine, you can only do if Earth is right on one side of the planet and the star. So the planet has to be passing right between the star and Earth for us to notice any dimming in the light. Whereas radial velocity, we can notice whether we can see the planet or not, because we can just see the star jiggling, like just a tiny little bit, like millimeters, but it's still noticeable even from light years away, which is pretty cool. And so although Proxima D is not the smallest by mass exoplanet that we've ever observed, that distinction goes to an unnamed star with lots of letters and numbers in it, one of the earliest discovered exoplanets, with only about 2% the mass of Earth. Proxima D is the smallest by mass exoplanet to be discovered with radial velocity as of 2022, which is cool because it opens up a huge possibility for more exoplanets to be discovered, which by the 2120s, where I'm from, they totally have been. We've got loads of exoplanets on the radar, like tens of thousands, like millions, like literal millions, possibly even billions. A lot of planets, a lot of promising leads on where life might be, even some pretty clever life. We'll talk about that another time. What Alpha Centauri is like in the 2120s. We've got probes there. We haven't got people, but there are some people on their way. As of the 2120s, we've got some intelligences like racing through the dark, propelled by laser beams. All eyes on this new system because they're, pretty heavy enough to be sentient. They're still only maxing out at like 10% the speed of light. If they're super clever about it, like 20% the speed of light. But no body humans, because humans are heavy and that's just harder, right? More expensive from an energy perspective. But there are in the 2120s the beginnings of what will be sort of channels of content being blasted toward these star systems. The first generation ships lumbering through the night with humans and other intelligences that have settled in for the long multi-generational haul, tens of thousands of years, moving off into the darkness. So they've adopted a sort of vector-style life where they live in a habitat of hope. Let's plan to do that ourselves, shall we? Happy Centaurian, congratulations on your brand new planet. Bye.